The search for freedom continues. Follow me today while I show you how I'm trying to put a portfolio together that's going to afford my family and I enough income to live in Japan for 4 to 6 months while we're traveling there to stay with family. Can't tell you why we're traveling there yet, it's personal reasons, but I will be revealing that soon, so stay tuned for that. And as always, this is the channel where we're searching for health, wealth, and freedom. Today we're talking about freedom and wealth, and if you want to learn how I'm investing to try and generate some kind of passive income through dividends, follow. I'm going to show you my portfolio and we'll talk about it. All right, let's dive in, take a look at my E-Trade account with the screen recording. So I will refresh the page so you know that this is my actual portfolio here that I'm working on. And this is with that specific goal of trying to have dividend income, cash flow coming into the account to be able to pay for our living expenses while I'm living in Japan with family for about 4 to 6 months. So if you look here, I have 3 positions, MSTY, YMAG, and ULTI. The reason why I chose these 3 in particular, MSTY is like the single stock option trading, high risk but high yield. ULTI is like the medium risk because it does have a more diversified portfolio, but it still has a pretty good payout. And then YMAG is based on, I think, the top 7 like tech companies or something like that. And so that's the most diversified and it has the lowest yield. MSTY is throwing off well over 100%. ULTI is like just about 90% and YMAG is about 50%. So the rough adjusted based on how we're allocating our portfolio falls in right around 90%. I'm doing about 40% in ULTI, 30% in MSTY, and 30% in YMAG. So if I go to my portfolios here, you could take a look. You'll see right now we got about $2,000 in ULTI, we got about $1,800 in MSTY, and about $1,800 in YMAG. And the positions here, you'll take a look. So MSTY, my total gain is negative 6%. On ULTI, my total gain is negative 1.5%. YMAG, my total gain is 1.42%. So we're up on YMAG and we're down a little bit on ULTI and MSTY. I've had those positions a little longer, but this doesn't really paint the full picture because the total gain on your stock market portfolio does not include the dividends that you get and then reinvest. So if you look at the transaction page, you'll see here that MSTY gave us $95 in a dividend that automatically dripped right back in because right now we're growing it until I leave for Japan. Then you'll see here the payment from ULTI, $34.10, and you'll see the YMAG payment of $9.58 here. All of those are on drip, so it goes right back into buying more stock, which is basically purchasing more income to get in the future with more shares. So ultimately, what I'm trying to do with the portfolio is keep putting as much money as I can every month into it until I get to December, which is when we're planning on leaving for Japan. If I can get the account, I guess, to about 12,000 overall. We're at about 6,300 right now between this one and another one that has like $500 in ULTI on it. I think if I can get to about 12,000 at a 90% return, that would put us right around that $1,000 a month. So hopefully those will continue to grow and we'll see what they do from there. So there you have it, everybody. That is what I'm doing with my small portfolio. We are trying to get it to like a cash value of about $12,000. That way, I think at a 90% adjusted return, we should be generating almost $1,000 a month. If all goes well, I think that's all I need to survive in Japan for the 4 to 6 months that we're there. We're able to live with family, so that certainly keeps the cost down. This is kind of like the testing, test the waters, dip your toe in, all that stuff, just to see if this is going to work. Ideally, we'd like to start traveling like 3 months out of the year, going to places like Malaysia or Vietnam or Thailand or some places in Eastern Europe and stuff like that, where you can live economically on something like $1,000, $2,000 a month. So this is really to see if it's if the proof of concept works, basically. So if health, wealth, and freedom are at the forefront of your goals in life, I would love it if you subscribe, stick along for the journey, see are these portfolio updates something that you're interested in? You know, I've never tried this before. It's something new for me, so I'd love you to stick on the journey, see what I'm doing, and if it was something that you're interested in, give it a shot. All right, I'll catch you in the next one, everybody. Take care.